Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel. Um, this is an unexpected thrifting video. It's been kind of a day. I started out the day by picking up my new orthotics, and then I needed to, I'm getting a chiropractic treatment for my hip and knee. Then I headed towards another town for my physio appointment, but of course I was there far too soon. So what's a girl to do except go to a thrift store? I found this guy there. Now he's, I would say cast iron. Now I'm just noticing as I'm eyeing him, I wonder, you see that? Were his antlers broken off, or is that how he was put together? Anyway, moose and Canadians go hand in hand, and we have several moose that crisscross our land. I think the most we've ever seen in one bunch was 4. And of course, they're pretty skittish and so on, and you never want to encounter one with your car, because usually that doesn't end well. With their long legs, they tend to come over the hood of the car and through the windshield, and that doesn't end well for human beings. Anyway, yeah, so he will find a place here in the house. But what I really wanted to show you are some books. What a surprise that I bought books. Now this first thing, of course, is not books. It's stickers, but it was with the kids' books, so excuse me, I put it into my basket. Now, I haven't really ever spent much time looking at kids' books. I mean, they're not easy to look through because they've got such skinny spines. You know, there are millions to look through, but I had all this time to kill. So can we all say addictive personality in unison? Anyway, I ended up with quite a few. Luckily, the price was good. Conditions, vary from book to book, but since the intention is fussy cutting, I basically went with ones that meant something to me, in the sense that they were either classic nursery rhymes, or they had illustrations that I really liked, or I tried to push myself and pick ones that were less kind of my style. Oh, well, a good place to learn your alphabet. Anyway, I guess I should pull out my ruler. Let's use this one today, just for the heck of it. So this is The Owl and the Pussycat, 7.5 by 9. Now, look at this. 3 Richard Scarries. Now, when my son was a youngster, we had the big hardcover, I guess it would have been a dictionary, sort of the illustrated dictionary. So anyway, this one is an ABC one. This condition is pretty well pristine. This is Please and Thank You book. Lowly Worm storybook. So, a lot of good images to fussy cut, or, I did measure these, 8, probably by 8. Yeah, so, or to use intact, and most of these are stapled, so it's easy to take apart. And of course, given the time of year, there were a lot of Christmas books as well. And it just kind of baffles me that since I discovered junk journaling, which would have been during the pandemic, like 2020, I have not made one speck of anything Christmas up until this year. And now it's like I've gone berserk, and, you know, anything Christmas is fair game. So this one is called the Toy Maker. So again, cute, cute, cute. It's kind of good, I guess, in a sense that a lot of these are, you know, you don't have to make the decision about which side do I use. So that's a cute one. Yeah, that guy's knobby knees. Oh, here's another Richard Scarry book. Big and Little, a Book of Opposites. Wet and dry, hot and cold, dark and light. Speaking of dark, I'm doing this, it's almost 9 o'clock in the evening, so I've got a couple of opposing lights happening, plus my overhead lights, and hopefully you'll forgive me for any shadows. Jillian Jiggs. Now, of course, some of these new, I haven't been looking up dates, and I guess it probably doesn't matter. A lot of these type soft covers are Scholastic books, and we know, well, I don't know about you, but around here, you know, the school would, there'd be a book fair. I can't even remember which is reading week. But anyway, they do a Scholastic book fair. So these like trunks of books would be shipped to the school. They'd open up, and there were stickers and rulers and erasers and even some books and bookmarks and all of those things. And of course, if kids were on the ball, they had already nagged their parents for some money so that they could buy something. The Best Christmas Hunt Ever. So this is another one of those, you know, an answer key at the back. So this is like a sort of a Where's Waldo type of thing. So on this spread, you'd be looking for those different trees. So again, wouldn't this be cute, you know, to use to make an envelope, because the pattern is so dense and intense. So again, really cute. Christmas Tales. Oh, I thought it was French, but not that it matters. I can't read French, but I just thought it was based on. So this is, you know, maybe a bit not my thing, but hey, can't I cut out a throne and use it? Of course I can. Pretty vibrant colors. Then there were a bunch of little ones. And I basically, in this store, I really didn't go anywhere but the kids' bookcase. There they charge $4 for adult books, and there was nothing, you know, they don't have anything that I want. They had a few vintage books, excuse me, but you know, $15 and $20. Now, it would have to be an exceptional book for me to pay that much. Isn't this the cutest cover ever? Lullabies for Babies. Now, it has this CD, but it also has these cute, oh, that's pasted to the back. These cute, 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 cute little images. And tiny, okay, how big is this? Roughly 5 by 5. Some days, don't you feel like sucking your thumb? So at the physio place, I got what they call dry needling. So it's acupuncture, sort of well, I guess it's acupuncture. Heat packs, and of course the pulsating, current thing as well. Oh, and then to top it off, I got my COVID and flu shots today as well. So I should be in fine form tomorrow. 5.5 by 5.5. And don't you, let's hope this comes off. Don't you love that owl's face? I mean, that close-up. Oh, this was repaired. Some little monster probably tore it. Oh, yeah. Okay, 1986. I like this because the illustrations are black and white, and they have that little highlight of yellow. Like here, it's just their eyes. And I think that would be so dramatic looking. So I just love that one. This one, 2 stories about Chap and Chirpy. So these guys are, yeah, chipmunks, because they've got those stripes. So again, pretty darn cute. You know, tiny little things to pussycat. Christmas, 20 can-do projects. Didn't really look through this at all, but, you know, they had made Christmas. So you can see that there are patterns for the projects. Oh, that's cute. These pages are warped, so it looks like maybe they were wet at one time. But again, you know, there is gloss to this, but of course it still could be, you know, it still could be a pocket. Cool. Ladybird books are awesome. They tend to be really well illustrated. I have a few. Now, let's see if we can find a year. Huh? Oh, Roman numerals. I'd say that's 1986. So this is Alice in Wonderland. Again, the style of illustration is fairly muted. Excuse me. But still, I really like them. And then this one, it says The English Roses by Madonna. Could this be the Madonna that we know and love? You know, a lot of celebrities. Hey, I might be able to peel that off. Well, let's see what we have underneath. Oh, it's basically the same. Yeah, I guess it's Madonna, all right. Nice sandpapers. Too bad that stamp is like so damn big, but anyway. Different sort of illustrations, but I thought that these little stick girls were still, you know, there's still some possibilities with them. They'd be cute. You know, you'd have to repeat probably a few of them, excuse me, in a project to make it look kind of like it belongs. And they tend to be a pretty good size. You know, some of these are cute enough they could be on a pocket or whatever, or even something this small could be on a snippet. Yeah, cool. I guess when you're as famous as that, you just need one name. Okay, a wish to be a Christmas tree. Can you see that there's going to be an issue here? Another Scholastic book. Now this one is a wee bit bigger, 9 by almost 7. Look how gorgeous that is. And that. And that. Even if a person just fussy cut those birds, you wouldn't even, you know, it doesn't have to be, they wouldn't have to be Christmas related. Quite the blue pages, hey? Yeah, I like that. Okay, a child's calendar, a poem for each month catches the mood of the changing seasons. John Updike, illustrated by Nancy Echolm Burkert. Quite a few pockets to salvage too. I guess a lot of these books were donated by the library. So this 10th, the coloring here is very subtle. So that's December, November. Oh, so it looks like it's a full page and something smaller. But of course, you could never use the smaller one because the full page is on this side. October, September, August. Yeah, so these are cool. And you can see how just a splash of color automatically takes care of your focal point. Your eyes aren't going anywhere but there. So I thought that was an attractive book. The Strange Disappearance of Arthur Cluck. Pictures by Arnold LaBelle. And I can read mystery. So these are pretty well, I mean, yellow is the predominant color here. And again, what's not to love with chicks and farm trucks and eggs? I could do without the rodents, we know that. Waited and waited and waited and waited. That's how I feel some days. The silo. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Now this was with the kids' books. In fact, there are a few other titles that were in that bookcase. Now, I don't know. She didn't look at the books one by one. So, I mean, this is clearly very nice. Do we have a date? Probably not. But you can just tell by this cover that it's not, it wasn't printed yesterday, that's for sure. So this one is okay, almost 9 by almost 6. Okay, and then, you know, there's that expression, monkey see, monkey do. Look who seems to be getting, having a little golden book collection happening. Richard Scarry, Chipmunks ABC. Hey, what was that other? Do I have 2 by the same? thought there was another ABC. Oh, find your ABCs. Whoops. Okay. So condition-wise, you know, some of these are better than others. But again, I don't care. 1963. Be interested. Let me just see. Are the illustrations? Surely they must have had new illustrations. Let's see what they did for X. Oh, of course, totally different. And of course, another thing, if a person is looking for words, sentiments, phrases, kids' books are great for that as well, because the font tends to be a pretty good size. They have so few words on a page that... Okay, so there's that one. Now there's Bambi, 1975. Again, some of these are pretty well perfect. So again, all those little forest animals. Melissa Loney knows how to take care of her books. Beauty and the Beast, The Teapot's Tale, 1993. Again, one of Melissa's books. So, you know, how useful is this one? I don't know. I guess maybe this is more like collage fodder. The New Puppy. This cover is kind of ratched up, but 1969. You can just tell that they're older illustrations. So there's a lot of good stuff in this one. And Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1984. I hope that you're well. I hope that you are crafting in some form or another. Oh, this is great. I hope that you have fewer medical appointments than I do. Oh, and tomorrow is the Caucasian guy, doctor, that practices traditional Chinese medicine. So I'm very grateful to him for the things he's helped me with. But that means another day in the car. Sing a Song of Christmas. 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. Look how cute that is. You know, doesn't that red border just do something? And each page is kind of standalone. So you don't have to worry about, you know, chopping something off mid-sentence. This is precious. See, something like this could easily be a pocket. What we sacrifice. A little freckled face. Cookies. Yeah, it becomes a thing to choose. Okay, a lake in Pixie what? Is it hollow? I guess so. And the reason I picked this one is because it's got some cute fairy pictures. Look at that. I do have a bin, basket, tote, storage thingamajig that has fairy stuff in it. The Lord alone knows when I might get to some of these other projects. But look at how cute these. This can't be very old. Oh, it looks like it's a whole series. Excuse me, book 8, 2010. This one, I may have had this one already, or something very similar. What Little Boys Are Made Of. Paintings by Jim Daly. Oh, this has to be quite new. But look at, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, 2000. So, looks like these are sewn in. Yep, sewn in, so a person can remove the whole kit and caboodle. 8 by 8. So beautiful, beautiful artwork. You know, even if you chop that off and use that. And if it's something this gorgeous, I tend to make a page like this the center of a signature, because what good would it be if this was one, if you saw this and then you saw this? Like, to me, I think, why bother? So that's just what that's sort of what I do. Boys will be boys. I have an old school desk. It's not like this with the attached seat. It's just the desk itself with the hinged cover that like opens up, and I think there's a hole for an ink bottle or whatever, and you know, a little niche or whatever for pencils. And it was in kind of sad shape. It didn't have room for it. It stayed in the garden shed for years and years and years. And then when I was making studio space in the basement, I thought, well, hey, I know my way around sandpaper. And so I refinished it, and it is really nice. At that point, I was storing sketchbooks, because, you know, some of them are big. I was storing sketchbooks in them. Of course, do I have room up here? No, I don't. Next thing you know, I'll be telling you we're knocking out a wall. I think there would be a divorce before there'd be that. 9 1/4 by 8 1/4. Because, of course, we just doubled our square footage 5 years ago with an addition. Kind of nice when these dust jackets come off that easily and don't do too much damage. Anyway, what was this called? Okay, Elliot's Christmas Surprise, Andrea Beck. You know, I think some of these illustrations will grow on me. Like that monkey. This guy looks like he doesn't have a nose. Couldn't they have given him a nose? Maybe that's what I'm objecting to. Oversight. I wonder what Elliot is. He's a moose. think they could have made them somewhat cuter than that. Anyway, just my opinion. Okay, Precious Moments, bedtime stories. This one is 10 1/4 by 7, and it's got a good 1-inch spine. And it's coming apart there. That's quite a nice dusty rose color. Oh, look, you can add your own bedtime prayers. Well, isn't that sweet? Because those pages could be used. And then, you know, something. These are so cute and relatively easy to fussy cut because they're, you know, it's just a big head. And those little hands clutched in prayer. I wonder if Precious Moments is still a thing. See, this is a great page because it's automatically got space at the back for any journal. Look at that cute guy with the tie on. Aww. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. Look at the size of that font. Holy cow. Animal tails. Some of you have said in comments on some of the videos that you're anxious to see my take on a whimsical and childhood type journal. So watch what you pray for. Somebody else also asked me to do a video on how I do masterboards. So that's the little match girl. That is probably 9 by 10. That would be a good video to do when a person's sort of brain dead and can't think of anything else and you know, just needs some tearing and gluing. These are gorgeous. Of course, it's Hans Christian Andersen, illustrated by Rachel Isadora. So those are really lovely. Isn't that a great scene? Oops, missed a couple. Wouldn't that be just great in a Christmas journal? I just happen to know somebody who's working on some Christmas journals. Woohoo! Okay, I better speed up here. 11 by 8.5. 6 Dinner Sid. At the risk of offending anyone, I am not really a cat person, but they're pretty cute in books. We just have farm cats. Again, I thought, I flipped to this page and I thought, isn't that cool? That's almost like the old-fashioned party line, where everybody was in on everything. Oh, sometimes when it's something like this, I just hold it up to the light. These squares do not line up with these squares, so that's unfortunate, because a person could have had a two for one. But it's kind of an interesting way of, 6 Dinner Sid, so that's why 6 of whatever. 6, sleeping in 6 different beds, scratched in 6 different places. You can't fool me for long. Okay, Jack and the Beanstalk. Now this one looks older. Arranged and illustrated by Molly B. Thompson. Almost 11 by 7 3/4. Oh, oh yes, I remember looking for a date in this one and couldn't find it. It's kind of disappointing when they glue the first and last page to the cover, because of course it's pretty well. Anyway, aren't these great? And the paper feels totally different, and you can just see the style of illustration. It's got that old time look to it. Oh, more fairies. Need more than that little corner to put things back together here. Okay, the family read-along, Christmas Treasury, 11 by 8. Selected by Alice Lowe, illustrated by Mark Brown. This is a soft cover. Cute, cute. Cute, cute. Oh, spiders. Again, kind of pastel. Look how nice that is. Yeah, this would be a good page to use. From January 1897. Guess what song that is? And a partridge in a pear tree. Cute. Have I said cute a few times this evening? Okay, this looks sort of like that. What was it? Jack and the Beanstalk? Like maybe the same series. Almost 11 by almost 8. Little Boy Blue nursery rhymes. So again, and paper is really nice. See, I like these. I like my pigs dressed. Look how cute these are. And they just look old time. Monday's Child. Georgie Porgy. What are little girls made of? Rockabye Baby. See, it's at a time like this that a person wishes they had 2 of everything so that nothing gets lost. Some of these I've never heard of. No date. The Birth of Jesus. Essentially, these are the same size, so I'm not going to keep measuring. Aren't these great for fussy cutting? Well, I guess those back ones were more like more like it. 1983. Oh, see, this one is, we had something by that Molly. So this is same Molly Thompson. Okay, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Another advantage to this kind of a binding is that you just snip those threads, whereas some of these other kids' books, you know, you pretty well have to do surgery on them to, again, you know, something like this. And the paper feels so good. You know, if it's too beautiful to cut up, a person could simply fold it and put it in a pocket or something. Okay, guys, we're getting to the end. Games from long ago, illustrated by Barbara Bedell. Bobby. Okay, Historic Communities, Bobby Kalman. So I thought this was rather interesting because these obviously look, oh, is there a date here? They look very vintage, but of course it does say historic, so that would be why. So you can just tell that 1995. So, you know, that's 28 years ago. But you can just tell by the clothing that, yeah, they tried to make it, you know, cohesive. Talking about old times, you better have the kids dressed right. So I think there are possibilities here. Hey, you can do this at your next party. Hang hang an apple from the ceiling with a string. Try to take a bite out of it as it swings. No hands allowed. Nice sheaf of corn. Oh, this game board is nice. Too bad it's kind of right in the dip there. Dominoes, old cards. Yeah, I thought this was cool. Silly parlor games. Okay, Stella, Queen of the Snow. Again, this is not the sort of illustration I'm drawn to. However, I thought, okay, kid, live on the edge. Okay, this is 2000. So her wild and crazy red hair, if a person wants to go whimsical, is that not the sort of kid that you need? And some of these things could easily end up in an art journal as well. They don't have to be in a journal. Like, she can't get that hair under control, for near as I can tell. And of course, are we surprised that her dog, or well, the dog would look like that? Cool. Thumper Finds a Friend. Now this one is, if I recall correctly, sweet beyond words. 2008. Because of course, it's got these animals. Is that enough bunnies for you? Look at those berries. The hedgehog looks pretty darn cute too. Okay, that is it for those. So I'll just show you 3 books that were with the kids' books, and I think this is quite the find. It's French, and a champignon is, of course, mushrooms. I'm gonna have to remove all these, what do you call it? Library pockets. So even the index pages, you know I like those. These have sewn in signatures. So look at all the mushrooms. Is that not good? And what size? Yeah, what size is this? 5 by 9.25. And sewn in. So, you know, a person could, okay, what is it up to the border here? 7.5. So yeah, a person could deconstruct it, and even if this green thing at the bottom was cut off, the pages would be perfect. Love it. Okay, and these, I've seen these books before, don't really understand what they're about, don't know, never bothered looking them up, but don't they remind you of what it is that we're doing? Collage, throwing, you know, everything in the kitchen sink at something. So these books have things like this, but they also have all these envelopes. So isn't that cool? This is what my husband prints like, because back in the day he was a draftsman. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so the back of this is plain. But hey, who cares? It would just be glued down to a new page. Well, I guess that hole isn't the greatest. But with a little more care, I could do the next one more better. So, I mean, cool. Like, this is collage fodder. Here's another envelope. I don't know how many of these you get in the book. Okay, so that's 1. So 1, 2, 2. 3. 4. So is it 4? So, yeah, I don't know. Nick Bantock is an artist, illustrator. Oh, he lives off the island of Vancouver. So, similar scenario here. Envelopes, these collage-y type pages. You know, I'm sure there's, for people, and like this book, it says it's the last in a trilogy. So obviously people who know what this is about and have been following it will understand some of the symbology. I don't need to know that in order to rip this to shreds and use it. Anyway, that concludes my book haul. I do have a few other items that I got while I was killing, what was it? 2.5 hours before my appointment. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. And now let the fussy cutting begin. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing these books. Maybe they took you back to your childhood or the childhood of your children. And yeah, the nostalgia alone is worth the experience, is worth the money I spent. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.